Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, the Director General of World Trade Organization (WTO), says indications of the world moving away from fossil fuel is not mistakable, but aims to achieve zero gas emission. Okonjo-Iweala, who said this in Abuja while meeting with captains of industry, stressed that phasing out fossil fuel would combat gas emissions totally.
The world is going greener, slowly but surely. Fossil fuels are on the way out. We shall soon have the largest refinery being built in the world, being built by a indomitable brother who is right here, Alhaji Aliko Dangote. This is an incredible feat. I'm only sorry that we didn't encourage and support this years ago. This should have been the case. But it's being made now. And even though we are talking about fossil fuel phase out, which will happen, we shall still have a transition period over a couple of decades to use our oil and gas.
The WTO DG said Norway was already planning for all its new cars to be electric by 2025. She noted that climate change was real and a threat to lives and livelihoods around the world, and Nigeria was not an exception.
By 2025, Norway wants all new cars to be electric. At COP26 in Glasgow this November, governments from around the world are set to announce new, more ambitious commitments to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, a large part of which is due to fossil fuels. Climate change is real and a threat to lives and livelihoods around the world. Nigeria is no exception. Africans are especially vulnerable to a problem they did nothing to create. Africa contributes only a small percentage of global emissions, around 3%.
She said to switch to a low-carbon economy was inevitable in the long run, adding that it was also in Nigeria's interest and could be managed in the energy sector and wider economy. She, however, advised that Nigeria needed to use its resources wisely and minimize recourse to commercial debt.
So in the long run, the shift to a low-carbon economy is inevitable. And it is also in Nigeria's interest. In the short and medium term, the transition will demand careful thought and action in the energy sector and in the wider economy. We need to invest here carefully. We need to use our resources wisely. We need to minimize recourse to commercial debt and have recourse to concessional resources, and whatever debt we bring in must be used productively, particularly in light of the growing share of government revenue that is going to service loans.
Dangote, in his remarks, said Nigeria needed a lot of assistance from the WTO to make AfCFTA work well and to ensure that countries followed the rules. He said that the Dangote refinery, which was oil-based, would also engage in petrochemical refining.
People talk about us doing refining, but we're not only doing the refinery, we're doing also petrochemical, which is oil-based. Nigeria will be the largest exporter of fertilizer and urea in Africa. The issues that we have is that the regional markets, as we speak now, some of them are not working. So I don't know how, but I think we need the help of WTO to make sure that this is being implemented. It will really help the economies of Africa, African countries, and I think it will also create quite a lot of jobs.